I think one of the things in terms of a concern about advertising and marketing is the issue of big data and data collection. Issue with big data is that consumers, citizens, visitors to a website are willing to give up our information for the free things we will get by going to the sites. Joe Toro has done work, he's out of the University of Pennsylvania, called the Tradeoff fallacy, that has shown that in fact consumers don't want to be giving away their data. They just don't know how to interact in the space without giving it away. And the fact is we're giving it away all the time. Probably the worst example of how we have been used was the Facebook emotional contagion research that was done several years ago. And in that particular case, what happened was Facebook went on over 600,000 people's news feeds and specifically redesigned the information that was on there so that some people's feeds were happier and some people's feeds were more negative. And they found if the posts were more negative, people posted more negative information. If it was more positive, they posted more positive information. Now, what could be more nefarious for a company to do than to manipulate with people's emotions? The other part of what starts to happen is, for instance, what's happened in the election. And you have a company like Cambridge Analytica that's taking the information that Facebook supplies to them and allows them to manipulate that data to target people with specific messages so they can manipulate the message that's going to hit on people's pain points. That too is incredibly manipulative. The two companies that are making the most money in the digital space are Facebook and Google. Facebook and Google don't make any content. So think about this. What we used to do is pay money to watch ads, and the ads paid for the creation of our television shows. The advertising now is supporting companies that aren't producing anything. We're doing all the work. We're doing all the labor, and then they're making all the money from that. So they're making money from our data, they're making money from us spending time online, and they're not having to do anything. Yeah, they're manipulating the algorithm, but that's it. What's really interesting is Google doesn't share their data with anybody. Facebook shares it with their marketers. Every time you've answered one of those quizzes on Facebook, that's all data for them. If anytime you say that you like something, that's data for them. If you start typing something and you stop typing it, that's data for them. The more time you spend online, the more data that you're giving to them, the more they begin to understand who you are. Now, can they connect it to you? They will argue that they can't and that it's anonymized, but there have been enough studies that have found that through less than 5 minutes, people can connect the ISP to you personally. It's not just about what you do online, it's about what you do offline. And so if you've been into a store lately and they've said to you, oh, can I have your email address? And you give them your email address and they say it's because they want to send you promotions. It's not because they want to send you promotions. They want access to your email account because once they have access to your email account, they can connect what you've done online to what you've done offline. And it's not just connected to that store, it's connected to everything that you do. We haven't even gotten into talking about voice commands. And ComScore is saying that by the year 2020, 50% of commands are going to be voice activated. So that too is being tracked. But companies are listening to you, and they're listening to you in order to be able to sell advertising to you. And the best thing you can do is not buy them in the first place and turn off your phone and your computer whenever possible. Never forget that the online space is a public space. That's the most important thing for people to remember. And don't say anything there that you don't want other people to know about you. And privacy is important, and you should protect your privacy.